Hi, this is Mrs. Hunicke. Thanks for tuning in to find out how to cite your database source in Noodle Tools. This is a two-part tutorial. In the first part, I'll show you some tips and tricks in the database and Noodle Tools to make this whole process a little smoother. In the second part, we'll go straight into how you actually input the elements to create your citation. So we're in the database right now, Gale in Context Opposing Viewpoints, and your article title will be front and center once you find an article that you like. And right under that article in the center, you'll see from, and it'll tell you the original source. So this might say New York Times, Washington Post, The Atlantic. And if you click on the hyperlink, if you don't know what the source actually is, what type of source it is, it will show you the format down here if you scroll down a little bit. So this format is collection, and collections are books in general, like an anthology. This collection was, printed in quotes online, but it's still a collection. I'm going to call it a book. I'm going to go back to my original source, remembering that this article comes from a book. The other things I want you to notice in the database in this upper right-hand tools menu, there's a get link button, and that's going to give you a hyperlink, a permalink to the article. This will permanently be the link and will always get you back to the article, whereas the address bar URL is 2 to 3 times longer than the permalink, and it is specific to the session and the search I performed today and might not work tomorrow when I try to get back into the database. So always use the permalink in the get link button. So I'm going to select this and I'm going to copy it for later, get on out of there, and show you this cite button. The cite button shows me an MLA 8th edition citation, but I'm telling you when I look at it that it is not correct. And this disclaimer will also tell you that it may not be correct and that you have to double check it and make the necessary corrections. Because you are not familiar enough with citations yet, and because this citation is more complicated than your freshman teachers require, I'm going to have you input the elements into Noodle Tools individually. So do not export to Noodle Tools. You will not get the correct citation. We only need this beginning part, and we're going to put those pieces in individually. I'm going to keep this up for now and go into Noodle Tools, where we will cite our first source. So I'm in my project on the Sources tab, and I'm going to click New Source. I found this source in a database, and remember what it is. We figured out it is a book. And I'm ready to copy and paste all of those elements into the correct boxes, but I may not know what goes in every box. So I'm going to pull out this MLA guide in the upper right-hand corner. And when I put my cursor in boxes, the parts of the citation are going to pop up. So I'm using a chapter or section of this book. So I'll need the author, the title of the chapter or section, which is my article title, the title of the book, any contributors, edition, volumes, publishers, years, page numbers, or the name of the database and the URL. So as I find my citation elements, I will plug them in and I will create my citation. And that is the second part of the tutorial.